What's going on, team? Let's get into the live trading action. The SPY is down, 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 down. Will we find the bounce? We're going to have to find out. We'll see what happens. I got my swing trade on still in GE in the green. Find out all about it right here on live trading. Yeah, we do some swing trading. Let's go.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team, let's get it started. Let's bring on Zunaid in the house. What's going on, team? How we doing out there?
Good morning to you, buddy.
All right, let's get into the action. I'll go ahead and bring up my screen first. We can talk a little bit about what I see in the market right now. And then, of course, we can get into some action out there. Of course, I'm looking at that GE. We'll see what happens on that position from 80.17 yesterday. You guys saw me really close towards the ending of the show. I talked about how I was trying to get in on this GE. I was like, I want 80.31s. I wasn't able to get it. I ended up just hitting the 80.17s. But not looking too bad. Up decently this morning. We'll see if we get another continuation to the downside. We'll see what happens on these names. Let's go to the SPY overall here. Don't know how the hell my charts came down there, but SPY overall there. We'll take a look here. SPY pulling back there to 388.67 after yesterday's 400. I'm glad we were watching that attempt because we were talking about how we were trying to get through there. Get through there. Could we get back there towards the 399.50s? We started using that as resistance. From that moment, pure leak in the market. And it's just been a hard leak down. I'm sure some bulls are trapped. Some people were probably thinking yesterday that their stocks were going to be able to come back. Well, that didn't happen in a lot of stocks. A lot of stocks just leaked out the whole day. We'll see what happens on that dash for trash kind of trade. I feel like traders are stuck right now in a lot of stocks. We'll see what happens on those names. Will they get the flush down today and continue coming down? We'll see on names like Roku, Zoom, looking at different names. I know Zillow had been doing really great. I think this will just come right back down. We'll see what happens on some of these software names to see if they just come right back. And Apple, going to be looking for the takedown in Apple. I feel like Apple did a hard rejection. We could get a little bit of a bounce today, but then I'm going to be looking for a flush towards 10 a.m. I do feel like we could get a little bit of a bounce just because we are oversold compared to yesterday, right? We came down so fast that we could bounce a little bit, maybe back above the 390s, and then seeing a takedown come right back into the market. We'll see what happens. Yesterday, it was not only kind of growth names. We did see names like KHC take a hard hit, right? Look at the daily chart on Kraft Heinz yesterday. Really big hit this morning. PG continuing down. You got to be careful. Even the value names got attacked yesterday. It was a market breadth move down. Oil stocks even got hit hard yesterday. We'll look to see if those bounce back. It ain't looking good. And for that being mentioned, kind of a little annoyed, but it is what it is. Duke stopped me out this day when we went right past the 105.50s. I maybe held it a little too tight. Maybe should have held towards 106 or 106 close. But you can see we closed on this day towards 66. That was the day that I got out. It's already starting to break. We'll see what happens on these. If they start just coming back down, that's XLU also looking for that to kind of break down. You could also be looking at Excel Energy. We'll look to see if we get continued down moves in these. And I might just take a day trade on these. We'll see what happens on them. But just wanted to go through the stocks that I'm looking at. And now I can go ahead and kick it over. Like always, there's always news out there that you guys can be catching. Today, we did get earnings from Alcoa. So definitely, if you guys don't have those earnings, keep up with Benzinga Pro. That's how I'm able to get all these earnings in the mornings, get through them, and of course, get them to you guys. But if you guys want to get them first, all you got to do is just have Benzinga Pro so that you guys can see this in the morning when you come in. All right, going to go ahead and pull that down and bring up my man. You guys know he's in the house. Let's go to Zunaid. Let's take a look at what he's seeing. SPY up right now. What did you see yesterday? Leak, right? No bounce.
Yeah, we went in short on the SPY on the 400, so that was a beautiful play. Unfortunately, it's not like we held it for a 10-point move or swung it or anything like that, but still a nice rejection off of the 400. Now we kind of have a basing trying to be around 388 or so. Would not be surprised for the market to kind of come back up, test it. A couple of levels up here. Which level they're going to test? I'm actually not sure which level I'd kind of look out for. One of them could be this low a day, which was towards the end of day around 391, 33s or so. So for me, it's more so of, hey, let's see where the market decides to go ahead and have resistance itself, if any. So I don't see myself necessarily going to the long side. The only way I would do that is if we could go ahead and get over around 394.27. But realistically, just going to wait to see where the rejection happens, mark that as one of my levels, and then see if we can go ahead and break the low of the pre-market, which is around 388. By the way, your book club stuff, when's that starting? Someone's asking.
Starting on Sunday. Sunday,
Okay.
I did throw up the link again there. So what we're going to do is just the introduction for the book. We'll read through the first chapter. It's going to be the first chapter you guys can get on a free preview. We're going to be putting out an email later today, so you guys will see it hit your tape. But like always, you got to be on the forum to get that email, right? If you want to be in the behind the scenes, be a part of the actual club, you got to hit that form so that we can go ahead and contact you. It's not to spam you. It's to really just tell you what topics we're going to be talking about, where you can get the book. I'll give you options, of course. And one thing I always recommend, you don't need to be buying these books. We're not going to make a single dime on it. It's just about more along giving you opportunities, or just go to the local library. You probably will be able to find these books at your local library. And I know that so many people probably don't use their local library as a great resource, but I will tell you guys, yeah, your local library might just have all these books for you, so you don't have to be buying them all up. All right, let's get into the action. What are you seeing, my friend?
Yeah, so we talked about the SPY. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Qs as well. So 377, or excuse me, around that 380, 378 area, you can expect it to be a little bit of resistance if the Qs want to go ahead and test it. But of course, you can see low a day on the pre-market is about 275. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert there just in case we want to go ahead and drop it down. And let's see what else we've got here on Apple. Apple, you've got about resistance at 135 that you can go ahead and expect. You can see if it wants to come back up. You can see that on the 13th, you had a little bit of resistance as well. So 135 is something to keep an eye on ticker AAPL. On Tesla here, I'd love to get cleaner levels, but for me, there's not much that I can really go off of. Maybe this 126, but I'll be honest, I don't really see much. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up this chart, as there's not much that I personally see in terms of levels that I can go off of. So I'm going to leave Tesla alone for today, unless we get options, unless we get something where I can see clearly support and resistance. Wanted to short Amazon off of 100. Unfortunately, the highest it ever went was 99.33, never came up to 100. But now we're below this 94.33. So let's see how it behaves. Let's see how it wants to react around there. I'm going to go ahead and clean this chart up because I don't necessarily have anything that I particularly like on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this one alone today. On Google, similar story. Would love for it to kind of go ahead and break 90. If it goes ahead and breaks 90, let me go ahead and remove these drawings, clean it up a bit, and then we can go right there. If it wants to go ahead and break 90, I'd be interested to go short. Otherwise, and break of 93, we can go ahead and go long, maybe even 92 if you want to be a little bit more aggressive. But just a beautiful break of 90. Let me go ahead and set my alerts. Would be one that I'm keeping an eye on. Let's see, Coinbase, $50 is what I was hoping to play yesterday. Unfortunately, it never got there till the very end, so we couldn't really get a bounce on that one. So I'm going to keep an eye on Coinbase. Nothing too crazy, nothing too game planned at the moment on Coinbase, because I wanted to kind of be a much lower, like a 48, and then come back to test 50, or a 52 and then come back to test 50 type situation. On CrowdStrike, you're right around $100. What does this do around $100? I'm going to set a level here. I'm going to set a level here just to see how it behaves. Maybe we can take it long or short off of the $100 level. But Ryan, I'll kind of turn it over to you, and then I'll take it over if we need more time.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for leaving me some time, unlike what I did for you yesterday. And sorry
No
about
worries.
being late. Had to take care of some stuff
No
here
worries,
this
dude.
morning. So, okay, first things first, let me go ahead and share my screen. 1 sec, and then shout out to Jay for grabbing a peek at a stock that is actually under $1. So my movers tool would not have caught it today. GNS, ticker GNS. This is, you have some news here this morning that they are authorizing an issuance of a special dividend. They also appoint Timothy Murphy to lead a legal trading task force. Now, the special dividend, I don't have any additional information on at this time, so keep that in mind. When we take a look at the chart here, you can see that this stock was just under 55 cents yesterday. We've actually pushed up towards 90 cents. So I would expect a dollar test here today, as long as this momentum can keep going. Excuse me. I'm not going to trade this today under $1. I'm actually kind of wary of this market. I want to know what we're going to do here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a fake right after the open. We'll talk about that here in a sec. So this is one of those penny plays for all of you penny players out there. This one having really good volume here in the morning and making some nice formations. If we take a look at the 15-minute chart, you can see we're actually kind of breaking into a new area here. Farther we go, at least a recent area here. This was as high as $1.50, $2. This was as recently as late October of last year. So let's see what kind of juice this has here today. First things first, got to take out that 90 area again and close above it, and then go for that $1 area. So Jay, good looking out here on this one, because I would not have covered this given its price. Next, we have NRSN. This is Neurosense Therapeutics. So remember what we've been talking about with the theme going on here. It seems to be biotechs, therapeutic companies. The thinner, the more they seem to get picked up and moved. Now, we do have a catalyst here. Neurosense Therapeutic shares are trading higher. The company reported final results from its Alzheimer biomarker study. So Alzheimer in the headline, that's what's giving us our movement here. We were as high as 279, let's call it 280, probably a seller wall over there. And we actually found some support here about 212. Realistically, it's more like 215. So we're starting to curl here. We got the VWAP at 241. Let's see if we can make a move back to the VWAP. This one has given us runs before. We've traded NRSN here on this program before, so we'll watch this one as well. Next one on the list here is going to be XRTX, X-Ray Romeo Tango X-Ray. This also a therapeutic company, so this fits into our theme. The thing about this one is that this kind of reminds me of Syad, right? Remember that first huge pop in Syad that was over 100% move, retraced the entire move, and then bounced pretty ferociously, gave us a number of good trades. Crow actually hit it 2 days in a row. So we're seeing similar chart formation here on XRTX. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to perform the same, but it absolutely can. It's certainly setting up that way. So one of the things that I had marked here when I first sat down, I marked off a couple of these levels. 112 was the bottom at that time. We've actually broken beneath that. We're attempting to bounce again. Key here is that when we break down from one of these levels, figuring out if it's going to turn around, we have to look at, does it reclaim that level, and does it reclaim that level on volume? If it does, we might be able to move higher. And you can see here on 112, we're actually meeting some resistance there. So let's see what happens. We're above it by a cent, but let's see what happens. I'd actually like to see a higher volume stick there and then a move back towards the VWAP. That would confirm that maybe that near-term bottom is in, and we can play this to the upside. I'm going to be looking for a Syad type move on this. We'll see if we get it. Next here is going to be, I think APGN was the buyout. Let me just confirm. Oh, come on, Pro. Let's go. What's going on? This is insane. No, this was not. Pexagen shares are trading higher after the company announced phase 2 data evaluating one of its drugs, its CD40 against agonist antibody. Man, I'm not even going to try with these freaking names. This was as high as 294. We've retraced a ton of that move. We've actually taken, when we tried to consolidate between this 230 and this 250, we actually took the next leg lower. So for me, this would really have to kind of show me some strength and confirm that strength for me to want to trade this. There seems to be some other opportunities that might be better or safer, if you will, this morning. So we'll keep an eye on all of those. Next here is EVAX. EVAX, this one feels familiar, although I can't place the last time that we traded it. I haven't marked off the levels on here, but I'll do that right now. We do, in fact, have a catalyst here. Evaxion Biotech shares are trading higher after the company announced FDA-granted fast-track designation for its personalized cancer therapy, EVX-01, in combination with Keytruda. So this, obviously, we're getting more headlines about combination with Keytruda and how good that can be for cancer. EVAX AVAX here. Really what this needs, this is actually kind of button up against its VWAP 192 area. If we break above that 192 and that 193, I think that puts 2 on deck. And if 2 is taken with volume, that puts the high of the day at 212, or a high of the pre-market 212 on deck. So we'll see if we can end up getting that going here. Next is going to be CNCE, and one, I believe it's this one. One of these here was a buyout, so there's no trade necessarily on it. Here it is. Yep, Concert Pharma. So this stock here, Concert Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher after Sun Pharma announced it will acquire the company. This is, again, the same theme that we've been talking about. These therapeutic biotech companies, you're seeing some of them trade 100%, maybe even more moves. We're also seeing some M&A in this space. They're consolidating in this space. This is a company here that was bought out. So no trade here. Next is going to be Huddy, and that one. And then also what was on here earlier that's not on here anymore was Bed Bath & Beyond. So Bed Bath & Beyond, we don't really need to cover. The story is the same as it has been the past couple of days. I did see a news this morning on CNBC that they're looking for potential buyers and funding for the bankruptcy and all that. So we'll see where that goes. But really, there's nothing new to report there. Same story, play the technicals on it. Huddy here, this is one that we've played before. This has been on the scanner a number of times. Huddy shares are trading higher after the company announced it entered into a strategic partnership agreement with some Chinese contracting and engineering company on stainless steel seamless pipes and tubes. Okay. Sounds pretty cool. We'll see. Chinese name, really kind of peeled back about $2 from the highs. We'll see if this ends up getting rolling here. As far as the SPY goes, like I was kind of mentioning, we did get some data here this morning. Markets come in a little bit. Really, the question is, do we want to take it the next leg lower, or are we going to hold here, right? We've seen this before. Sometimes we bounce a little bit out of the open only to be met with selling an hour into the session and then reverse to lows. These are the types of things that I want to watch. And in order to play this, we'll probably use those levered ETFs that we've been doing, like SQQQ, TQQQ, SOXL, and SOXS. Back to you, Zunaid.
All right.
Kill it.
Sweet. One of the ones that I'm keeping an eye on is going to be McDonald's, ticker MCD. And if we go to the daily, you can go ahead and see that you've got a level here at around 265.18 that kind of holds as support. And then, of course, the 260s as well. So that's kind of something that I'm keeping an eye on. Haven't really traded MKD as much, but it looks like it likes to respect the levels as far as I'm seeing. It's a bit cleaner than some of the other charts that I've taken a look at this morning. So let's go here. Let's go ahead and turn off this gaps. Come back on here. So you can see it's right around the 265 area. We'll see how it wants to go ahead and pop up. I'm going to set an alert there. I'm also going to go ahead and mute my audio noise thingy-majiggy here on stream, so we don't have to worry about it. We're less than a minute away from the open. Good luck, everybody. Trade smart. Trade
5 seconds.
Live another day. Here we go. What you gonna do, Spy? What you gonna do? In case it wants to go ahead and test the low of the pre-market, I'm gonna go ahead and set a buy alert for 388.10s. Risk about $30 on that, and see if we can make about $60 on that.
GNS, that first move out of the open here, going for that 92 pre-market high. We'll see if that snaps. Good morning, Linda. And good morning, Judge. I know you had said good morning earlier. I missed that. I'm sorry. Good morning, my man. Hope you're doing well. By the way, I did finish Jack Ryan last night. It's a good series. I do love that series. I'll keep watching it. I will say there's some cheesy moments. I'm able to look past it and still enjoy it. So really glad I did it.
Nice.
Really, really glad I did it. GNS now, after that first initial push, reversed here and trying to hold 80. We got VWAP at 76 cents. So we're really going to need that to hold in order to get this rolling here. Ali, yes, the new one, the new season. I've seen all 3 seasons now. I don't know about you guys, but it sometimes, like John Krasinski, or however you pronounce his name in real life, the actor, he was so good and so iconic in The Office. Sometimes it's difficult for me to go to like a totally serious role. It's hard for me to take him seriously. I keep feeling like he's about to make a joke about Dwight or Pam, and it never materializes. But nonetheless, entertaining series. GNS trying to pop here again. Be careful with this one. This one seems all over the map. This is one of the reasons why I like to wait some of these stocks out here in the mornings, because they like to go back and forth. And I'd rather just not get chopped up. I'd rather wait for something to actually set up and give us that setup. Dan, let me know if you're out there today. I'd like to know what you see on deck. In fact, I got to shoot him a message.
I'm still in wait mode to see what happens. Ooh,
I don't blame you.
If you're looking to go short Baba or any Chinese names, break of about 133 could be good.
Google just a massive pop out of the open here.
UPST. Come back up to pound.
And what's going on with Google? Was there any news that I missed here this morning? No.
Tomorrow, so the new pop because of big pop here at the open.
Yeah, just a nice power candle right out of the open. I don't think I missed anything news wise. Just some nice volume, nice move there on Google. An RSN big volume, huh? Look at that. Snap, big move out of the open here too. Now, NRSN, good call here. Who was that? Lensley, awesome call. Thank you for bringing this. This one does look like this is setting to go. Here we go. Move through the VWAP here. Let's see if it gets some gusto. Okay, pulled right back to the VWAP. Let's see. Let's zoom in here and see. I don't have any orders queued up here. Volume looking real good. This is exactly what we need. I think this does want higher here. It certainly looks like it. Just watching the level 2 here. I think if this goes higher, I think you're looking at 260 pretty quick. 279 your pre-market high NRSN. You know, we talked yesterday. I had stopped that was just a little bit too tight. And so one of the things that I'm going to do, in addition to kind of loosening the stops on these trades going forward, I'm actually going to try to be a little bit better on my entry too. Try to be a little bit more patient and not grab things like right there. It really looks like it wants to go here at 244, but it's away from its VWAP. I'd actually rather buy it at VWAP when it comes in and holds there. This looks like this is starting to push away here. Push away without me. Here goes 250. Volume really starting to pick up here on NRSN. 256, 7, 8, 60. Your high here. So there you go. That was the move off of the VWAP. So that's what, 237. Let's call it 240. If you were a little bit late to that, gave you what, about 20 cents there. So not bad on that pop, but this does look like it wants more. So if you scalped it there, that's great. Put some of those gains in your pocket. I think this is going higher here, though.
Kind of want to try it here. I'm going to try some small size, just 100 shares. Actually, I'm going to go and grab another 100.
So, morning, Dan. How you doing? I've been waiting these stocks out at least 15 minutes to see what's working. Dan, oh, man, we have a mind meld going on right now. I absolutely love it. I've been doing that, too, here. I actually missed NRSN here because I was waiting it out. Zunaid, let me know how you're doing here. Right back up to 260 and through 265.
Go, I'm going to go ahead and set my sell orders at around 272s. 272s. Again, we got in at that 250 area. Come on, don't do that to me. Don't do it to me.
No, I think you're still good here, Zunaid. I'm going to let you trade it. I'm not.
No. I mean,
on the line. I missed it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Ideally, what I'd love to do is get a. There you go. Sold it quick. Appreciate you, Ryan. Appreciate whoever else had brought it to our attention as well. But that 350 break was key. And that's the reason that I went ahead and went long. Now, the reason I went ahead and sold here is because of the pre-market high there. So I expected some resistance. Otherwise, I would have tried to sell closer to around $3, but I wanted to go ahead and lock in gains here. What I'm going to try to do now, though, is I'm going to see if I can go ahead and double dip, but just with 100 shares this time. So I'm going to look to buy 100 shares at around 250 if I can.
And that's exactly what I was just thinking, Zunaid. You might get an opportunity for a second trade here if that 279 level comes into play as this continues to move up. Huge shout out again to Lensley. I was looking at some other stocks here. NRSN on the list. That gave us the trade out of the gate here. Great stuff here from the group. Something else. Oh, Faro Towers. So I wanted to ask you about this. So YouTubers hate new update that they can't cuss nor have violent gaming early on video, or they are revoked monetization. YouTube showing tyrannical control again. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos on games that involve like first-person shooter games, namely Escape from Tarkov. That's all people shooting one another. So I wonder how they actually fit that in. I wonder what the specifics of that are. A lot of those videos, they just go right to the content too. So that's interesting. I'd like to know a little bit more about this.
Especially when you have esport like COD that I believe.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So I don't know.
And that is a pretty big esport, right? Zunaid, you're more plugged into the esport scene than I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got that, Valorant, Fortnite. I mean, yeah, no question.
Now, see, that's the thing, though. With Valorant and Fortnite, those are a little bit more like, I want to call them like childlike.
Less violent?
Well, they're more cartoony, right? So
yes.
like COD and Tarkov are all about realism, and there's blood and all. And, you know,
right.
I don't know that that's necessarily the same with Valorant.
I respect it. I hear you.
I have like, I think, experience being a YouTuber, and I'll tell you right now that comment there it is true, but this is the thing about YouTube. YouTube lets you curse if you want. You just have to demonetize yourself. That's the thing, right? So the big thing is you got to understand how monetization works, right? I mean, that's the advertisers, right? They're going to control it, right? Doesn't matter what you want, right? Let's just be honest. It's not about a matter about morality. It's more about a matter about bills. It's a matter about bills. So YouTube is getting the advertisers. The advertisers don't want to be on videos that are cursing, have like hate speech,
NRSN
are dealing with, army kind of things. That's what it mainly is about, right?
Ooh,
so, but if you want, you can set the monetization off. You can put the kind of 18 and over, and you can do whatever the hell you want. But it's all about you, right?
Mitch, while you were going off there, NRSN really popping off here. Went right through that 279 as high as 291. How are you doing on that trade?
I like it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on this. Now, this 250 test I might get after the pop. That might not be a good thing. Maybe I should go ahead and cancel
5 minute
my order there. But nonetheless, so you can see the beautiful on the, I'll take a look at the 5 minute in a second, but on the 1 minute, just a nice little staircase to the upside.
Energy up, technology up, real estate. What's in the red? Deep, financials, utilities, and communication services.
NRSN, good stuff here right out of the gate. At least we hooked one early.
8 p.m. bouncing a little bit. Look at the Goldman Sachs. That's bouncing. Morgan Stanley. Right off the VWAP. I got hit hard in the pre-market. It's pulled back significantly. We'll see if Morgan Stanley gets a little bounce today. SPY overall up there towards 390s. Got a little bit above. I kind of expected this little pop. Now will we kind of reject around 390s or 391s? It's kind of where I could see the rejection happening. Apple getting up there toward the level that I'm thinking about shorting off of, which is 135.22. It almost got there. It's gone to 135.18s. Wanted to get slightly above this and then come right back down. And then I'll be looking to get a little bit short Apple.
Awesome job here, chat. Jay Wild in NRSN 224, out 284, 60-cent scalp there in a couple of minutes. Way to go, my guy. Crow saying he hit about just the same thing. Awesome stuff. And Crow coming off your CYAD home run yesterday. This has actually been a great week given everything that's happened. We've been able to find some stuff in a kind of a low volume depressed market here. Great stuff as always from you folks. Absolutely love it.
Love it. That's what it's all about.
Hit those likes. Hit those likes for the rest of the community too. It's not just us three, it's the community. More likes we get, the more we can have this community on air.
All right, doing really nice in
Dang.
that GE trade. Just to put it in perspective, I could cut it right now on that GE trade swing, and it would cover all, like, it's more gains. That's why I love swing trading, man. I get in such deep positions sometimes.
Yeah, you got to be careful though, because sometimes those deep positions will affect your sleep at night, depending on what's going on, Mitch.
I mean, I don't really stress too much. One of the things is with swing trades, I feel like the position sizing is so low that, like, even adverse responses, the only thing that can happen really is like more like a tape bomb or something like that. I mean, that just comes, right. That's just the luck of the draw. Damn, 135 on Apple. Can I get it to get up there? It rejected around 135.19. I was literally about 3 cents off where I wanted to get in. It's already rejected about 20 cents. Let's see if it gets a little bit of a bounce. SPY overall, we'll see if we get a 945 takedown. That's what I'm going to be looking for. We're up there towards 942. We'll see if we start just coming off. I'm going to look for one more ramp. We'll see what happens. Stocks that I'm watching potentially to start coming back down. Roku held strong yesterday versus a lot of stocks. So I'm thinking this one can come right back down. We'll see what happens on that one. The GE, you guys seen that? I'm up over here on that swing. I wanted to get down there at least to the 9 EMA, which is 76.75. But I feel like if we continue to trend like Honeywell, we'll be looking good. We don't want to see Honeywell recover. We want to see this keep pulling back at least to the 50%, which is around the 200. So if you're looking at Honeywell or you've already been in that really dropped off the tape yesterday. We'll see what happens. How's the stock like PG or KHC yesterday got destroyed, bouncing a little bit today to start the day.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to shout Michael out here. Remind to hit the likes. I forget and then do it, and then I forget to do it, and then y'all remind me. Michael, I'm glad that you said this because this is a tough balance. We don't want to be annoying, but it really is the easiest way to support what we're doing here. So appreciate that. We will continue to remind you. I'm sorry, Zunaid, I didn't mean to run you over.
You're totally good. I think someone in the chat was asking what's your profit take on Apple, and I'm assuming Mitch, you're short Apple on that.
No, I haven't got it yet. I want to get 135.22. You guys will see the line. It's right above it. It went to 135.19. Okay. So, I mean, hey, that's just how it goes sometimes, right? I mean, I was just off the kind of level.
Ask Zunaid about the levels being within a couple of pennies of where it was.
NVIDIA also looks at, I like that rejection of around the 170, 175 range. You kind of have like this pre-market resistance right over here where you had a 171.78 move. You've went through it now and pulled right back. We'll see if the VWAP holds this time, or does it just start cutting down? Will the SPY do a 945 down move here? It's 945 right in about 30 seconds. So we're starting to get that pullback after that nice little bounce. Was that what we call a dead cat bounce right there? If you want to know what really dead cat bounces are, it's something like this, where you get something where it's coming down really, really fast. And then right at the open, you get kind of like a little bit of a bounce. But then you want to see if it takes out those pre-market lows. Those are going to be important. Pre-market low I have towards 387.83. Don't know if you guys have that also, but going to look to see if when we get that downside wipeout, it would need to take that out to really give me the confidence that we're going for the takedown.
SPY here. So after that initial push, retrace that move actually through the VWAP to the downside here, 389. So this is, we talked about this. This is one of the things that we wanted to wait for it to settle out. Number of chatters out here or people in the chat doing the exact same thing. We're seeing it. We'll see if this holds and if we bounce, but otherwise it certainly does look like we're rolling over a little bit here.
Looking for SOX to pull back. I'll look to see if I can get in that one. It's already above 30, so I'm not going to chase it here. It's up about 50 cents now, 30.10s. Looks like it's pushing, right? I could get in there, but then you got to hold towards any pullback. At least I don't like to hold. Like, it doesn't make sense sometimes if I get in a position and my reward to me is like 10 cents, at least on the chart, or like it seems like 10 cents. But the risk is like 40 cents down, right? That doesn't really make sense. So try my best not to get in positions where the profit loss and ratio is just completely all over the place. But look how SOX is reacting here. Let's go back to the SPY. SPY down to 389. Let's look at the Qs. Qs coming right back down. Let's go to Microsoft and the leadership. How's that reacting today? Microsoft coming down to 232.73s. Amazon, let's go to that. Looks like we got a little bit of an up move right back down here. We're going to look to see if the 94s crack here. Then we'll look to pre-market lows on Amazon, 93.46. Let's take a look there at the Apple. Still hasn't bounced back towards 135. I mean, it would have been a nice short up there. Big thing, why was I looking at that level, right? It doesn't matter about the level now. It's more why. So what I did is I went to the 15-minute chart, and I looked to the left. I was trying to see resistance here from the pre-market, right? And you can see a lot of times what we'll do is we'll make this huge down move and come back to that resistance, then reject right back down. And so it's kind of a little bit of a trap to get the shorts out of the trade. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're right back towards the VWAP. So if it does close above that 135.22, let's say if it got up there towards 135.50, I would look for more upside action, reversal to the upside, squeezing some of those shorts. But let's see what happens today. Rejection from around this resistance, 135.21, 135.21, 135.21, and we went to 135.19. That's just how it goes sometimes, team. All right, let's Tesla. How did that do? That was green for a little bit. Now coming right back down. Will it hold VWAP here and come back to 29.50, or break down and start breaking down? We'll see what happens there. SPY pulling back to the VWAP. What will happen? Let's find out. GE coming towards the low of the day. Not looking too bad there for my swing trade. Just continue to let this work, team. Put it in perspective, this is about three times a normal win for me on those day trading positions that I try to take here. So it's looking great for me on GE. We'll see what happens there. SPY down to 389s. What's going to happen? We're going to get a bounce. We'll see. NVIDIA really getting hit here. That one looked like a really nice rejection from that 171. Now you're really starting to cut through. You just went cutting through the pre-market lows. This is how this is a big like bull trap to the upside there in NVIDIA today. Nice little takedown there.
Yeah,
SOXS ties.
Low day or low pre-market lows.
No pullback. No pullback after that push. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not going to chase, though. That's the one thing I don't do.
Absolutely.
There's GE through the lows. We'll see what happens. And that's how it is sometimes. If you got to watch moves, what I think is better, at least for myself, is just not give up money. Because that's when you get really frustrated. It can ruin your whole day, right? So you can just be patient sometimes. Look for the moves to kind of come into your play. Or look around. See what's strong. If you're seeing what's strong, we'll see if it starts to break down, right?
NRSN really rolled over here. We're actually below the VWAP, but this might set up again. No trade as of right now. I was also looking at CVAC here. This busted through the VWAP, looking like a lot of weak charts here, kind of going along with the SPY. I don't think we've bottomed yet here. The SPY certainly looks like we want lower. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. This is really the only thing I'm watching at the moment right now, folks.
Q's crossing 275 to the downside. Poke below. Let's see if it holds.
WBD, I talked about how I thought that was just an over exuberance of January effect, already getting whacked there, 5% down on the day. WBD, Warner Brothers, boom. Look at that. And, let's extend this trend line. Oh, that's not looking too bad there. Rejection. Match looks like it's pulling back also. SWK, that's another one. Stanley Black and Decker pulling back there. We'll see what happens on this one. Rejected the VWAP, came right back down. Disney coming down. What's up with Netflix? Ooh, Netflix. Earnings call today. Don't miss it, team. Right here on Benzinga. You don't want to miss it. We're not only going to give you the earnings call, we're going to also give you talk. What's going on in Netflix? Investors, this is where you want to be. Why? You'll also get an interview from a Wedbush analyst, Michael Pachter. He covers Netflix. He's been doing it for years. Don't miss it. That's going to be today, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. will be all the talk and reaction to the earnings. Then we'll bring you to the earnings call, 6 p.m. Netflix tonight.
Real quick, I'm going to look to go short NVIDIA at 168.89 as it comes back to retest the pre-market lows. That's the game plan to go short. If I get it, my stop loss will be 169.60. My take profit will be, and there I am short 100 shares. Take profit looking to be about 167.49s. You did have a nice bounce on that 175, the low on the Qs. So that seems to be a bit of a concern for me since I am short. I would love for this to go ahead and break down below the 275s. And taking a look at the SPY, that's nowhere near the pre-market lows. But the Qs need to come back and give me a little bit of confidence, if you will, below 275. But we're locked and loaded on this NVIDIA trade.
A lot of broken charts out there, looks like to me.
And RSN
Bitcoin
is below
trade
the
events.
250. And GRRR up to about 729s.
For NRSN, a curl back through the VWAP might set up another trade here, but we're still beneath that, so no rush there. I've got the VWAP line here, 253, current price 246. Got a little bit of work to do. Mara still flirting with that 7 level, using that as resistance today. Bitcoin down from the recent level, but trying to bounce here this morning. Off its highs, we put in a high yesterday, 21,795 on the futures, currently at 20,845. So Bitcoin holding in there. Holding in there. Mara not really giving a huge move yet.
Going to look for a little bounce here in Roku. Might get short off the 49.58 area. I'll let you guys know once I get in. Just looking at it now. Roku stayed stronger yesterday, but I don't feel like Roku's coming back anytime soon. At least, like, what do you guys think about Roku?
I didn't
overall?
understand the bull case, honestly. Like, I just, we're so inundated with different streaming services. I don't know. What's the bull case for it? Someone want to give it to me?
I'm thinking about getting in a little bit right here already. Just have to get in there. I'd have to get in probably closer towards the 30 to bid. Just try to bid in there. Even I might have to go even below the bid. I wanted 49.50 because that would give me the 60 spot, the resistance to risk off of the line right above. I'll be picky here. I'll look for a little bit of a spike there towards like 48.50 and then the takedown. We'll see what happens there. Let me put my 3 charts up just to kind of give better perspective of some other names, right? Not just looking at one. XLI coming down fast. That's good for my GE trade, but let's just put Apple here on the left. Let's put the SPY maybe in the middle, or the Qs. I know Zunaid's in the Qs, right? Short.
No, I'm short NVIDIA. I was looking at the Qs to see where that would be.
Nice. I mean, the Qs look like they're almost breaking there. They went down pretty quickly just now. We'll look to see if they take out 275 on the downside. That's the kind of whole dollar right underneath it, right? Look to see if they get that takedown. NVIDIA bouncing back a little bit. 171.75 area looked like prior resistance in the pre-market. That was that 6 a.m. move to 171.78. Apple coming back. I'm going to look for that rejection into the 135.21 range. That really was where it's at. It's 21.
Right. NVIDIA stop got hit, so I'm out on NVIDIA. Took a loss of about $71. The retest unfortunately did not hold. And if it comes back down, I'd be interested one more time. But for now, you see the Qs bouncing. That was my concern so far. Did not go ahead and break 275 with momentum to the downside.
Qs bouncing a little bit. All right, let's see. Like in that little bounce in Roku here. All right. Got a little bit in the 47s. Trying to get some more into the 50s here.
Okay, so a lot of comments here on Roku. I asked for the bull case, and the chat did not disappoint. First of all, LOL. The bull cases you have to get in there. not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Oh man,
good one. Brandon, though, on a more serious note here, I'm bullish on it because in the long run, the revenue is made through software and ad sales. So And then there was another comment here about here. Every
Says
time I
like
see
2
people buying
entries.
TVs, they're buying Roku TVs. So I see a lot of the TVs that are being bought, like lower end TVs that are being bought, are Roku. But I mean, every time someone's talking about a really nice TV, it doesn't ever really seem to be a Roku. To your point about Roku is in every TV, so is Amazon Prime, so is YouTube. So is a lot of these other streaming services. And my point is that it's becoming more and more crowded. Berlin saying, I saw a commercial for MGN Plus. It certainly seems to be getting crowded. I think the ultimate end game for these streamers is there's going to be so many of them, and then someone's going to come in and bundle them all together and call it cable television. And we're going to be right back at square one. But you heard it here first, folks. I don't know. The thing for Roku is
My
to me,
average, just to give it out there,
content
I'm sorry, just wanted to give my average there, 49.56. Keep giving
on
us the
Roku?
score. Yeah,
short.
yeah.
To me, these streaming services are content plays, and I just don't see it with Roku. Brandon, to your point about the ad run, how long is that ad business going to work?
SPY might get a little bounce here. We'll see, because Apple's pushing strong. That's why I'm thinking that SPY might get a little bounce there. We'll see if it actually reacts here around the 389.50 area. For me, I can hold a little bit more on this Roku run. I just got the starter there, 2 starters. I can get up to 5 entries there. Right now, I'm like kind of keeping it towards a close above 49.75. You can see the spread is going about 10 cents. So you got to be careful with that spread, right? As you get in this push, we'll see what happens if we get a turnaround. There's Apple push, right? Went through that level. So look how the SPY is reacting there too. We'll look to see if this is just a big wick, or does it actually get moving here? You can always get out. At least 2/5 of the position on the loss is way better than getting that whole position. We'll see if the SPY just wicks here. Did react up past that 389.50 spot.
TDW, Sydney had mentioned TDW earlier. This one really, really interesting. This Tidewater. First of all, this is an awesome daily chart. I mean, the move off $10 here. This was absolutely the move. I mean, look at this. This is a hell of a swing in an environment where swing trading really was not great. I mean, this just completely bucked the market. Good spot here, Sid. I actually am not familiar with this at all. Would love some context. Tidewater provides offshore service vessels and marine support services to the global offshore energy industry. Okay, so this was trading up with energy. The operation of a diversified fleet of marine service vehicles. Interesting. This great chart. This is a nice. I'm sorry I missed this. Frankly, this is nice looking chart here. I don't know where the top is. Sid, let me know if you have any target on this. Are you in this? What kind of angle do you have on this? Interesting play here.
Got about 30 seconds left. Spread getting wide there in Roku.
Brandon, this is interesting. There's a lot of info about how ad revenue on streaming is a lot smaller than cable TV, and a lot of people are transitioning to streaming, and the advertisers haven't switched over to streaming yet. Interesting. Yeah, not a day trader. No, I understand. And this, I would have rather honestly, I would have rather taken this and swung this than day trading all of 2022. It would have been a little bit more boring. Would have had to come up with some better jokes, but in terms of profit, this was a winner. I mean, this was a winner. Good spot on this. Good spot on this.
All right, so the 87 levels that kind of out for me now. You can see it kind of rejecting towards the 90s. Of course, don't want it to get towards the 90s again. But the spread went up to there. The close was below that level now. So we'll look to see if we just get to move back to the VWAP. That's what you want immediately. If it comes back ripping, you just got to get out. We'll see if I get this out. And just to keep it in mind, only 2/5 of the position, so still small loss if I even get out of there. SPY right back below VWAP. That's a good sign there. We'll look to see if we start seeing now a takedown for sure. That's what I'll be looking for at least.
Lower highs on that recent SPY bounce there, Mitch. That to me seems like we definitely want lower. And real quick here, just I'm going to shop
Apple level would have worked nice for the 135.21s. Just didn't want to get in it also with Roku. To kind of keep it simple, right? Sometimes if I would have got into that Apple, it would have been very confusing to get out of both trades at the same time.
Born saying, check out AEHR since July of last year. Here's AEHR July of last year, $7, currently at 27. So another nice move One of my buddies here at work traded this on this first move, up, but this was never on my radar for a swing. Good stuff though.
That GE. Let's go. Triple digits. Oh. Working. Let's go. Roku looking nice now, starting to come back down. Want to see Apple get right back below the VWAP. Apple made that nice move back up. Let's look for the nice move down now. And we want to see the SPY kind of give that move down here. If it comes back to 389.50s, that's where you can get a little bit more of that squeeze type. Below 49.50s on Roku, I'm going to start looking for VWAP rejections. And then I can start trying to add towards the takedown, right? We'll see what happens here. NVIDIA is slightly above VWAP. See, take a look at the Qs. I'm sure the Qs are near that VWAP. Yeah, right around that. It's funny. I sometimes just say things and I go to the chart and I just like get confirmation. Like, yeah, the Qs should be around VWAP, thinking that's what we're seeing. NVIDIA trying to push there, AMD trying to push. Let's go back to SOXS. That's probably pulled back there multiple times. Yeah, it's pulled back to the VWAP. If you guys are thinking this is going back down south, that's kind of the opportunity there. But the opportunity also exists for the SOXL reversal to the upside, right? Just kind of put it out there. Now getting that push on Roku. We'll see what happens. This is a big candle here. SPY back towards that 389.50 level.
Well, looks like someone tried to use a StreamYard code.
It's great trading with you guys. I learned so much. Sal, that's awesome. That's one of the best comments that we can get. We love that. We're definitely all about trying, but like Mitch says all the time, process education. That's our focus here. Profits will come later.
I try my best. I try my best, you guys. I try to keep it real for you guys. At the end of the day, that's all I can do. From there, I can't give you guys, the keys to success. The way that I can give you guys the key to success is through the knowledge and trying to talk it with you guys and keep learning to bring more information for you guys. And that's all we can do. From that point, it's up to you guys to always take all the information with a grain of salt, just like you would anywhere, right? Always do your own research, always determine your own levels, your own risk levels. And the way that we see the market, you don't have to see it that way. And I think that's always important to understand. And the biggest thing I think for day traders to kind of build up is decisive skills. So you want to be able to make decisions, right? A lot of people have like decision paralysis when they day trade for so long. They get to the point where they can't make decisions. You want to be able to believe in your skills, build them up to a level where you have confidence in your skills. And then at that point, you don't question yourself. You just go for your process. Execute.
Jay Wild, you've been on it all morning here. GNS indeed. So we kind of came back in from that level, pushed all the way back through it, took out that pre-market high. To me, this thing's going to 1. What we do at or above 1, yet to be seen, but 1 on deck here on GNS. Great call. This was totally wouldn't have even been on my radar without your suggestion here this morning. Awesome stuff. Success comes from the book club, bro. And Mitch, so did you release something? I know I was late here this morning. Did you release something?
Yeah, we talked about it. We at least covered it already for the day, but I'll talk about it again towards the end of the stream, so we don't take too much of it. But yeah, we already covered it, and it's going to be starting up the first meeting at least this Sunday, just to kind of get the first one ever done, kind of give you guys the way that it's going to work. I want things to run smooth, and one of the things it's always about is that you guys get the behind the scenes access. That's why you want to join the book club versus just catching the video that gets edited and released.
I'm a lot of reading in my future because I started reading The Splendid and the Vile by Eric Larson, and I can barely put it down. So
that's good, man. That's good. Got to keep reading, right, guys? All right, might get out of this Roku. It's starting to push on me. I don't like the offer jumping up there back into the 90s. Talked about this. The 88s is really the important thing there. You see the offer jumping up there. I'm not going to I'm just going to get out of the trade there. Took a small hit there. Don't want to get through the 50s. SPY is holding well. I can get back into there on some other trades, but Roku just kind of wicking there again there. Going to stop me out of that trade. Got out of there on the Roku. It could come right back down, right? Like, I'm already getting that kind of spread outlook there, but I didn't want to kind of hold towards the 50s. It's looking like it could spread up there. SPY right now on that spot, the 389.50s. We're starting to hold above VWAP. That's also giving me a little bit more concern. We'll see what happens. Could be that choppy type of day, right? Where we're getting up and down action, at least for the first hour and a half. We'll see what happens. Apple's also holding VWAP.
On CrowdStrike, the $100 level held, and we went ahead and sold out at 190. So got that one for gains, CrowdStrike. And on Roku, yeah, you've got that $50 level. Could have tried going short, but now it's at 49.81. So you're already 19 cents out of the favor. Now you can kind of wait for a pop above 50 and a retest, and that's when I'd look to enter on ticker ROKU.
Oh, so now you're bullish RKU?
Not yet. Not yet. Something needs to happen. And then we could be bullish.
You see what happened there, team?
You know?
You see what happened there?
Look, man, you went ahead and crawled so I could run, you know?
Hey, for the team. For the team.
Mitch is out here spitting hot
For
fire.
the
I love
team.
it.
Yeah, but I will say that I've got something before I go. I'm going to show you guys.
Yeah, that's so true, Gary J. Knowledge is power, but only if you apply action with that knowledge. And that's what the book club is really about, is applying action with that knowledge, getting through it, looking to see if we can talk about this and actually see this in the market. It could even be like trading psychology. Some people can give their own personal experience. How have you felt this in the past? And then we can talk about how we can better that, right? Better that emotion. That's what it's all about, right? You got to put it to practical use. And Dennis is getting that cash, 5%. I think that's in Canada, though. XLRE.
That's the real estate spider ETF, if I'm not mistaken.
My man Ron, always on fire.
Yep.
Fire.
IQ, by the way, W suggesting IQ. IQ with a potential intraday double top here. Break of that 557 might pop it. We were as high as 580 yesterday, so some room here to the upside if we can get going.
SPY holding well there. Now trying to get a little bit of a bounce back there. Starting to think like, ooh, do I just take the cash and run on GE? Gets me tempted. But I know my levels. I'm going to stick to it. Now it's based more on the daily. Looking for that 9 EMA touch. That's towards at least below 77. That's where I'll take some money off.
SPY trying to bounce here. So
yeah, it does look like it. Look around. Let's go to the sectors, right? Let's take a look. Roku did reject there, though. Still looking like it still could get right back down. We'll see what happens. Really, I mean, I was just worried about that 50 push, but let's forget about that. Let's take a look at the industries and the sectors out there. Real estate leading to the upside. This is where I get a little confused when I saw downgrades on Lennar and KBH. But, I mean, those are coming down. What is doing well in real estate that's pushing it so well right now? This is where you got to find out, right? It looks like residential is doing really well today. You can see that when you're going through the charts, and you can see that you have all these into the green, right? Real estate up about 0.73. So I look at what has done well from the open. Residential, all pretty much in the green. There's only 2 names here in the red. So names like CSR, let's go to the high cap names just so you guys can call out those. AVB doing well. EQR having a good day. Invitation Homes, INVH having a decent day there. Energy getting a bounce back into the green just slightly. We'll look to see if this can actually get a nice little bounce. XOM looks interesting. That's trying to recover a little bit here. We'll see how Halliburton recovers if it can. It is down there towards the 40s. We'll see if it holds that 40s and comes back. SLB right around the VWAP also. Let's go to Oxy. How's that one doing? It's holding around 64. Some bottoming action around 63.80s area. We'll look to see if it comes back up through 64.50s. All right, catching with the chat. Coin MD looking into it. Coin getting a little bit of a bounce back, trying to get back there towards 51. It held the VWAP on the pullback. We'll look to see if it continues going. SPY overall coming right back down here towards the VWAP. Roku looking like a good little short. That one's going to get frustrating, man. I got out probably near the top of that recent move. Now it's back below the VWAP where I wanted to get – this is where I wanted to add towards the VWAP and below. So, like, my first entries, I don't mind them being above VWAP because the reason there is that we could get the reversal back below VWAP, and I'm starting to use my entry as my risk. So when I add there, now I can know where my risk is. It's on those prior entry area. So it doesn't look too bad there. We'll look to see if we get the takedown now. NVIDIA rejecting that 171 move. Looks like it's starting to come back down. SOX. Ooh, that VWAP bounce. Someone was probably able to get it. 2981s went to VWAP 2987. Right back up there.
Market lows and flirting with its intraday low right here. 388.63. Look for a breakdown here. 388.61 actually the spot. See if we break down through there.
I really like SQQQ. I was thinking about scalping right there. It would have been a good scalp. It would have been a decent scalp there. I probably would have scalped it right to this resistance of the 85s. It would have been 15 cents. But I don't scalp often, team. Very rarely will you hear me say I'm in a scalping play. That one looked interesting there because I could see the volume coming into the SQQQs. No, I wasn't going to be able to get a pull back to 48.50. I was going to try to risk maybe off the 60 area. Wouldn't have been too bad. See if it gets through that 48.85 spot now and takes off to 49. Qs would be a takedown. Look at Roku go now. That goes sometimes, team.
I'll be right back.
I'll be left front.
Oh, now you leave. Gotta mess with him, right? Gotta mess with him.
Yeah. You be messing with him, that's for sure.
Hey, he messes with me, so that's how it goes. We're here for each other, though. Smokey Robinson, Grateful Dead, Jeremy Garcia band. I hear some good things.
I made some progress on the guitar last night. At least it feels like it.
Johan, can't call it all, man. Can't call it all. You guys see me. Sometimes I even have a good play, but it's more about execution of the play, right? That's what it's about sometimes.
Berlin, I'm glad somebody got that joke. That's one I've been using since college, and it's hit or miss. It either goes over or it just completely bombs. So appreciate you making me feel all right this morning.
Man, that Apple 135.21, that would have been a nice one. That's starting to come back down. We'll look to see if Apple starts really breaking. How's Microsoft doing? It's trying to bounce a little bit. The Googster is actually pretty strong. It looks like a little bit more relative. If you're looking at something that is holding well, looks like Google is holding well right now. We'll look to see if it takes off to 93.
Bitcoin, by the way, pushed all the way up to 21,000. Took Mara and Riot with it. Mara here popped above that 7 level. So if you're watching Bitcoin, decent trade here. If you're using Bitcoin as the proxy on that last push up, took Mara right through that key level of 7. We identified this several days ago on Mara.
Well, I actually like this as a longer term short, but I think I have to borrow for Mara. Let me look around. MasterCard getting a little bit of a bounce today. JPM now starting to get the hit to the downside. We'll see if the SPY comes back down. Look at that, 388.76. Looks like we might have got that 945 turnaround, right? I mean, we did get a little bit of a bounce back below, back above the VWAP, but we haven't gotten back towards that high right around 942. Then we got that big candle on the down action at 945. Now we're starting to get a little bit more of a hit here. Let's start seeing if some of these get hit a little bit harder. GE, I want to see it keep going down, man. Keep working for me. I might get short a little bit of this Honeywell, but that one got hit really hard yesterday. DE, Deere down today, CAT down. These are actually looking like shorts now, at least after the recent move, right? We'll see if these can keep coming right back down.
275. That's a level to break continuously on the cues. You can see the right bounce from there. Need that one to break.
Right. It went right close. 275.06 there on the recent action.
Let's see. The lowest on this candle is I've got 275.07, but nonetheless 275 holding.
Yeah. Holding for right now. We'll see if it cuts through or not. Costco looking like it wants to go a little bit lower here. Walmart. Ooh, Walmart right off the VWAP. See what happens there. How's the Googster? Did he get up? Yeah, the Googster is actually going to go a little bit against the market right now. Just to kind of put that in perspective. Meta holding into the green also. Just looking at what's relatively strong against the market also. We'll see what happens there. Let's do that in the Qs. Workday, relatively strong there. Belly, Mercado Libre. Tesla still staying above the VWAP. Hasn't really made that down move. CrowdStrike, so maybe Pan W. Yeah, Pan W looks interesting. Above that 142. All these highs right around the same area. Looks interesting here. We'll see if it gets through that 142. There's 142 on the offer already. 142.22s. See if it takes off through this high.
SPY bouncing right here. So nice little power candle going on right now. We would assume some of these trading along with that.
Yeah, these are strong candles. This is the Qs, but yeah, strong moves there. Pan W, CrowdStrike, strong. We'll see if those take off. Looking to see if Sentinel-1 was going to have a good move there. This is a little bit of a cheaper play. Of course, this hasn't really turned around from when it IPO'd, but was looking to see if CrowdStrike remained strong and Pan W remained strong, well, Sentinel will get a little love. Snow is another option, right? Just to kind of put that in perspective. Snow. Ooh, look at that candle on Snow. That looks interesting there.
For all of you penny players that were playing GNS today off of Jay Wild's call, we did finally get that move through one. So we popped through one when as high as 104. We're holding one now. So again, not playing pennies here. I do like the expanding volume. This volume down here, very, very encouraging for higher on GNS.
Gold higher. Yeah, I see that higher. Looking good. All of them. GOLD's kind of having a really nice day. You talked about the leader, Newmont, getting a nice little push there. AU is the one that I like the way this one trades. Often has VWAP bounces. So I look into industries and I look at what holds patterns often. I like the way this AU trades. Look at that nice little pullback after that extension. 9 EMA holding today, 21.96. So 22 seems like an interesting level to risk off of. Today, you got that pullback right to 22 on the dot. Whew, that was a nice little pullback there, the opening action. We'll look to see if AU can continue.
CrowdStrike once again gives you the 100 test, holds, gives you $1. Did not play it the second time around. Still waiting on the Qs to go ahead and drop below 275, but we're a whole dollar above that. 277.13 is what I've got to the upside, with 277.88 as the previous close.
GNS more highs here.
Chop. Look at the SPY on the 15-minute team, and you can see how wide this is starting to get. Look how wide the action is right now. From 389, like 85 area to 388.63 area. So just to put that in perspective, over a point on the last 3 15-minute candles. Humble is telling short trap. It's a trap. It's a short trap.
One of my favorite sound drops of all time.
Oh, we know my man Ryan loves it. Are you
Admiral
more
Akbar,
are you more of a Star Trek or a Star Wars kind of guy?
I grew up on Star Wars. I think they both have their place. I when I say Star Wars, I like the original 3. I really don't care much for any of the new ones. I guess Rogue One was pretty entertaining, but for the most part, I don't really care for the new ones. Star Trek's been a great series. I haven't watched a lot of the newer movies. Really, it's been TNG for me on Star Wars. Or Star Trek, excuse me.
Looking around, silver up also, seeing industrial metals and minerals up. Let's take a look at what's doing well there. CPLL not having a bad day there, starting to get a little lift. Let's look at some lithium names. Not too good because LTHM is looking really bad. We'll look to see if that reverses a little bit. MP above the VWAP. SPY now back below the VWAP, and that's just how quick it is, right? That's why I drew the 15-minute chart there so that you guys could see just the volatile nature right now in the last 45, if this candle closes with all this action. It's still 1 point move up and down.
One of the things to watch right now, I think, is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin sure looks like it's going to make another run at that 21,000. Some of these Bitcoin charts setting up here. HUT, one of the ones that I'm looking at here. Now, HUT doesn't necessarily have the volume that we'd like to see for a day trade, but maybe on a move through 21K, we do get some increased volume here. A move through 160 might have an opportunity here. Mara and Riot seem to be the ones that are getting traded here. So if you've got a strategy on those, I just look at those.
See if that gets to cut down the Mara life. I like it from a short perspective off 725, but that's just because I feel like it's had its run. I feel like those January stocks will come right back down. Let's go back to the SPY, see if we actually get that takedown of those lows. We're getting towards that 1030 area where you get a lot of the day traders to leave. This is when I've been starting to take a little bit more of my trades. Even like the swing trades have been a little bit later in the day. So when I start looking to feel like I can see what direction we're going to head, right? It feels like it's just been a little bit of a chop. We had a little bit of a bounce at the open. Now we're just playing chop zone between 389 and 389.85s to 385.90s to 388.63s. We'll see what happens. And also for the Qs, it's a little bit of an easier level to look for, right? This is 275s. Do you break down through the 275s or do you rip above 277s? Looking like we're starting to head towards those 275s. We'll see what happens. I like NVIDIA positively for a short as it's rejected multiple times at 171.72 level. See if I can get a little bit of a bounce to 171 or 177.
Brandon, if you haven't played in a couple of years, it is going to feel like a different game when you get inside there. Have fun. Make sure that you enjoy that. Let me know. What you think. I stream it every weekend, so if you want to pop by and see where I'm at with my group, welcome to do so. I stream Tarkov every weekend. Boz saying Boyle 990 held. We talked a lot about natural gas here, and there was a thought that, it was going to be real rough for Europe. They've got a warm winter so far, and there was actually a build of natural gas recently, so there's a glut over in Europe. And I think here they're actually flaring it off. Regardless, at some point, this is going to bounce. Now, remember, we've talked a lot about natural gas being dubbed the widowmaker. So be very, very careful if you're going to trade these. You're seeing this was a stock or an ETF swung from 40 to 140, back to 40, back to 120. It's at 10 now. So really need to time this move. If you get into a stock like this, don't be afraid to stop out and rebuy it. Don't hold through a massive chop down like this.
Looking for the SQQQs at 48.60s here. I don't want to jump in at the 70s, but it's looking like it's already going. Looking for a little bit of a pullback. Want to see the SPYs cut through there. Want to see the Qs cut down. NVIDIA, I already missed off the kind of the bounce. It just never went to the 75 area. It's already coming down there. SQQQs already going. I just need a little bit of a pullback. So I don't want to scout for 10 cents. I would have to go really big. Almost there. Come on. Hands getting triggered. Ooh. All right, got 62. A little bit on 62s. See if I can get a little bit better. Starter there. Put the Qs here to the left here. See if we get that 275 takedown. Nvidia going lower would be nice too. GE just working, man. Let's go.
Chico asking, hey Ryan, what are your thoughts on Disney? Thoughts on Disney? Well, you mean the stock, the company? I'm assuming you're asking about the stock. Been tough. I think that this is probably a really good content play, but the environment's been tough for these kind of plays. I don't necessarily care for the park at all. I don't like a lot of the woke stuff that they get into by choice. However, the stock, I do think there's a spot for it. Now, if I felt more confident about the broader market, I would say buys under 100 here, probably pretty good. I think that you are going to see a higher price on Disney in the future, but I'm just not sure that now is the right time. I still think overall that the market is probably going to do another flush to the lows, perhaps print even a new low. And I wouldn't want to be a holder of Disney during that move. However, this is considered a blue chip stock. Like I said, this is one of the more premium stocks on the content end of things. I know we talked a little bit about streaming and it being a little bit crowded. To me, it's all about content. Disney does seem to have the content.
All right, we'll see if we get that move here. Now the Q's coming towards 275.40s. We'll see if we get that breakdown. Yeah, I think everyone. All right, they just got a little pop there. SQQQs. Let's see if we get that towards the 85s. Then I can take off a little bit there. Then start letting this work.
I'm gonna take a trade that no one here ever has taken. I'm gonna take Roku. I'm gonna take Roku short. At the 49.65 level.
No one's taking it ever, guys.
I think Mitch is looking for his baseball bat. I don't know.
Hendricks, attack!
I will
Hendricks involved up in this.
Hendricks.
Should have gotten it off at the 50. But I'm hoping for a reject off of the.
Hendricks doesn't want to attack anything but his bed. I've seen that
me
before.
and you both. By the way, shout out to Shannon for knowing what the weather is like for me. Yes, it is rainy. It was tough to wake up this morning, but you got to do what you got to do.
Leave me alone. Hendricks said, "Leave me alone, bro. Come on, man."
Brandon, thanks for the follow, my man. Hope to see you around. We're on the quest for LEDX this weekend.
We trading. Come on, Hendricks. You got this,
Jan, I can't tell you how many people would be millionaires if they did that. I agree.
You ain't fading. You ain't trading. Some say.
Honestly, I feel like I should go ahead and put my trades out just so we can go the opposite way, Because look, any type of publicity is a great one.
Hey. We can open an ETF.
So whatever gets the viewers. Hey, look, I would be happy to have a anti-me ETF.
Right?
I mean, amen to that.
I won't be mad.
Zunaid Q.
Zunaid Q. ZQ, yeah.
ZQ.
ZUNQ.
Yeah. There you go.
The ZQQQ, man. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
All right, there you go. Starting to get a little bit of a push here. Taking my shot. Let's see. SQQQ. Come on.
Zunaid, if you got a inverse Zunaid ETF, it would make hedging your portfolio so crispy and easy. You just be like, I'll just take some of this, and if things go down, I'm good.
That Apple outlook today, probably my best outlook there. I just missed it because I was in Roku, but that when it went back towards the 21s, even here would have been a nice profit, right? Like 134.25s.
Glenn, we appreciate you too, my man. Right back at you, Slick. Thanks for all your support.
Hasbro. The Hasbro.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, right. Inverse Zunaid over the inverse Kramer.
Man, that's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded, man. You bring Kramer into this now? Damn.
Damn. Dynamite. All right, come on. Yo, Hendrix, you're moving the screens, man. Come on, we talk about this.
Natural gas next leg down. Jay Wild with the natty gas numbers here.
Come on. Get on with it.
More downside here in nat gas. That's taking us lower here.
Not liking how long this is taking. I get something called an inner ticking time bomb. It's getting to that point. All right. Now we're starting to get that action. Let's go or no go here.
I'm glad you got the action because my scanner is deader than dead right now. There's no discernible plays coming off of it. Chug, maybe. Maybe I moved to the top on Chug. I don't feel good about that, though.
I don't feel good about that. A bunch of wick action.
I think we're going lower today on SPY. I think we have not seen the low here. I wouldn't be surprised if 387.83 got tested here. That's 1 point from where we're at now.
All right, there's a little bit. Come on. You can do it. Dun, dun, dun. Hands are down. There's a reason why.
Yeah, the cues. Come on, buddy.
There we go. We got a little bit of a pop there. I'll take a little bit of profit here. I just want to pay myself. Pay myself there on the SQQQs in the 80 spot. Wasn't able to get the 85 because it just went like really close to 83 and then bounced back. But now I'm looking for the extension. And from here, I can be break even from the rest. That's why I took out half of it and just let it go. Now the pressure for me, at least, is off. I'm just like, all right, let's see what you got now. It's 48.85s. This is the resistance level. We need to get through that level. Just like you see Apple down towards the support, right near that low. Support action. Qs right near the 275. Again, the 275.06 showing up. That's an important level now because you got two of the same spots, right? You look back at 1015, right at that spot. Look to see if we get the takedown. If we can't crack through there, we got to be careful because it could be a wicked move back through 276.50.
And there's 275 holding once again.
Yeah, Quantum saying CDE rocketing the miner. This is core mining. This is a huge mover here, right? Huge mover. $3.70 to $4 right out of the open. No pullbacks. And no pullbacks. Miner's doing good. Tesla, huge reversal here, going towards its lows. Well, we've seen a lot of chop and round trips recently. That's why we've been saying the theme here has been take your gains. Doesn't matter if you're trading the small cap stocks, the penny stocks, or the big stocks, big cap stocks, whether stock or options. Take your gains when you get them. You Tesla call buyers out here this morning. Hopefully you took those gains because those calls are all dried up. That sucking sound, that's the premium evaporating.
Bars.
Bars?
Yeah, like you spitting. You're talking facts. Come on, Ryan. Come on.
Oh, bars.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Like rap, like freestyling. Like I got you.
All
I don't
right.
do that, but I can't rhyme to save my life. So
I mean, if you want to stream that, hey.
I don't. No, I don't. I would be rightfully mocked for eternity. So I was not blessed with the rap talents.
All right, team. I will let you guys know as GE comes lower and lower, we're almost towards a decent area. 77's coming through. I talked about how we want to get there to 76.58, but through 77s, I can start taking some profits on that swing trade. That's what I would say is money. Damn. Money. GE, keep printing. Let's go, GE. Let's go. 77.17s. Take a little bit. We'll take about 2/3 of the position.
Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on.
Just in case it might like bounce right near that 73, I'm gonna put it out at like 73, 703 here. 77.11. We'll look to see if we take a little bit of profit here. We want to see that takedown. We want to see that take off. Let's see if we get it, team. Boom, shakalaka. Come on. I want to hear it. Can we get it?
Yeah, your cybersecurity stocks
Moments later.
would be like your Palo Alto, your CrowdStrikes.
Yeah, you want to
let
run
me
through
see if I
those?
can,
You can do S,
yeah.
Snow.
So CrowdStrike is right there. Let me also ZS. I think is the Zscaler one. Palo Alto. I think is Pan W.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You got that.
what'd you say? Snow.
Snow. You got also S, just Sentinel-1. And then there's also Zscaler, right?
Yeah, ZS. We went over that. I remember when S used to be Sprint. That's how old I am.
There's so much, man.
Here, I've got a watch list for this built. Let me clean it up here. Looks like I've got some small caps that are no longer on here.
Boom. I got it there, team. We got it. That's what I call boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka!
That is a good drop to have too.
GE, let's
You
go.
played a lot of MG. You played a lot of NBA Jam when you were.
Oh man, I had a friend that had the Dreamcast. I also played it there. I didn't have the Dreamcast myself, but let's just say I spent like the whole summer there at my friend's house. Did you like that console, Zunaid? Did you ever play that one?
Dreamcast? I don't know
I
if I
had
had a
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. I think I had a Nintendo 64.
Remember when it came out? It was like the
And then
newer
an
one, and then it
Xbox.
just disappeared like quick.
Yeah, the craziest part about the Dreamcast is that its memory cards had little screens on them where you could play mini games.
275, team.
Has it been a pain in the ass? Sure is.
It's being a pain, bro.
So, by the way, here, this is going to be really, really tough to see. Here's my cybersecurity watch list. If anyone's interested, here are a number of different tickers. Even make it bigger for you. Copy it right off the screen there. A lot of the names that you guys were talking about: Zscaler, Palo Alto, Palantir, CrowdStrike in there. Fortinet is in there. Could add Snow in here. Let me go ahead and add Snow. So anyone that's looking for cyber security tickers, Crow out here saying,
Out.
Bob saying it's about to go down. Did he take his spacesuit off yet, or is he still walking around with his spacesuit? This lag is absolutely killing me. I mean, it's wild.
I got out of that SQQQ team. 275's held again. It went back down through my break even. I took first profits at least, so was able to take at least a little bit of profit. Just didn't get that expansion move, and that's how it is sometimes. Q's coming back already. I don't want to be running in front of that action back to the upside. We'll look to see if this bounces off of VWAP and comes back. Success. See how that's doing. That's still staying strong, at least for right now. We'll look to see what happens there. Apple bounced off those lows, bouncing a little bit. What's up with the Tesla? Ooh, Tesla flipped. It did go a little bit red. Look to see if we do get a VWAP rejection around 128.50s. Freaking Roku.
Shelly, good morning. You missed Buddy earlier. I brought him up and loved him up right on camera here. He bounced though. He's not laying in his bed either. Enver has not made the new emoji.
What's the emoji we're looking for?
I will show you. Give me one sec.
Holding.
I got a just a pretty ridiculous picture, but now my Google Chrome. Oh my God. Okay, is anyone else coming across the problem where you have multiple monitors and when you try to drag something to a next monitor, Google Chrome just completely freezes up?
No, sir.
Okay, so here's the picture that I was able to snap yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's like a surprise face. I'll tell you what, portrait mode. I'm having a lot of fun with portrait mode on the camera, but that's another thing. Anyway, he had kind of a weird looking surprise face on him here, and this would be a cool emoji. Shelly's trying to get Enver to make this, so this is what she's talking about.
Dude, that is a crisp photo. I love it.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, come on. This 275, bro. I'm going to be bored to death.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking like, what do I do? I'll go against this thing, but I need to see Qs above VWAP if I wanted to go against it. But
You know, the
SPY
SPY really.
also. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say the SPY really trying to hold this 388. I do think it breaks down. Every time it comes down to this 388, we seem to bounce. I think much like Mitch's rule of 3 here, eventually we're going to pound on 388 to the downside so much that this is inevitably going to break down. Haven't got it yet. We'll see, but that would be my guess going forward here today.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a bounce there. SQQQs. What did it get down to? The 50s? Yeah, the 50s. It went for the VWAP bounce. I didn't want to partake in that. Because if it breaks VWAP there and I get stuck in the 60s, I just feel like I'm a fish out of water. Let's just say it like that. Slow.
What are you gonna do?
GE, just keep going. Glad I took a little bit of profits, right? We bounced right off of that level. Look, team, 77.03. Let's go.
Whoa, TNXP. This was the Becca special from a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Am I mixing this up with another one? I don't think so. TNXP, big move here. This is another good visualization of exactly why we're waiting for the volume to pour in. This stock was really doing nothing. 1 cent pin action range here. The volume started to expand. Bam, there we go. 20-cent move in just a couple of minutes. TNXP moving here. Great if you caught it. Next spot looks to be 135.
Charts are just holding right now. Looking to see if we're going to get that let go, but we haven't gotten it. That was about 3 pullbacks to 48.50s. Now the SQQQ's going for a drive here. SPY coming down. Let's see the Qs with that 275. Will it get through there? If it doesn't, I have a feeling Zunaid's going to throw something. But
man, at this point, I don't even know. Even know.
Yo, big time shout out. Big time shout out right here. Is that Christine V or Kristen V? Correct me. Let me know what the correct pronunciation is. This little tip here, I was aware of this shortcut, but this little tip here does not cause the lag freeze up that I was just talking about. I will keep using this. Great tip. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Rashad saying the Ukraine war coming to an end, market rally about to start. Well, that would be great if that war came to an end. But why are you saying that?
Yeah, I highly doubt that. If the recent
I
comment,
kind of do too. I think he's
recent
desperate.
comment from Putin was that this war would be unavoidable. The end of the war, like them winning the war, is unavoidable. Like that's just what he wants. Qs look like they want to get down there. I go fishing for some Roku again. I missed the Qs there. The Qs already popped. So can't get the Qs again.
Kristen V. Okay, got it. Thank you very much. Real quick, wanted to address the Stock Mama asking our Faloona CRBU thoughts. Okay, so CRBU, this is Caribou Biosciences. This kind of fits into our biotech theme that we've been talking about. I'm not familiar with this name. I'm not familiar with their pipeline, what they do. I don't really see anything here in the news other than shareholder alerts. They're certainly not actionable. Looking at the chart here, we really did just have kind of a big pullback. So I suppose if you're going to play this for a bounce play, there might be some action here. Maybe at first a bounce back towards 7. That gives you about 70 cents here. But I'm not sure what is going to cause that bounce. Does look like for a trade here, maybe 5-year stop. So maybe here, I don't have any edge on this. To me, what I would rather do here, since I don't have an edge, I'd wait for this to come in a little bit more and then try to swing it. Unless you're just going to play it for a bounce. If it does find some support here because it closed this little gap in here, maybe it does bounce. But That's about all I got. here
There's
on-
a cut through on
Bye-bye.
the Qs.
What's wrong?
There's a
Yeah,
cut
Qs
through on
just
the
finally
Qs.
broke to 275.
Oh, there we go. And by the way, just as you were saying that, folks, SPY here testing that 388 again that we just talked about.
You Roku son of a gun. Oh man. It's that SQQQ little explosion there to 49.05s there. That would have been a nice game there for sure. When it pulled back, you guys know I'm normally more of a VWAP buyer. That would have saved me there. I tried to get in on the Qs on the upside, just didn't want to hold it on downside because it was more of the scalp. I got it in the 48.60s. There's the cut down, but not much follow through. We'll see if it actually comes down and follows through.
Shannon, absolutely right here. Been so wishy-washy this whole month. It ticks me off too. You are not alone there.
Well,
We're
it's not. I
waiting.
mean, one of the things is that we got at least the January effect. At least we got that pop, right? We'll see what happens there. But now it's kind of like the takedown. The only thing is, for the war situation, has it really been affecting the stocks though? I feel like it gotten to the point where, yeah, it's still in the news, but I don't see much happening in the stock action based off of Ukraine and Russia right now. Even oil, like oil is not like keep going up off of that, right? So let's see. Oil trying to make another step. If you're looking at oil bouncing back today, it's trying to get back to 110.80s there. Roku now starting to come down 49.38s, 49.32s. Look to see if that actually breaks down.
Q's back over 275.
And the Q's just playing games on 275.
Yoo-hoo.
See, they reload there. Take it for sure. Want to see a bar close below that wick. Really, 5-minute candle still hasn't closed there. We got about a minute 30.
Yep.
See if 5-minute closes below the 275. That's a nice little SQQ hold of the resistance. Prior resistance was 48.85. Now acting as support on that pullback. Roku, you son of a gun. Think it did us both dirty, dude.
Yeah, Roku, let's see what the profits on that are. We're up about, according to this, yeah, we're up about 44 bucks on it, which I don't know how, but all right.
No worries.
Oh, that's because the bid is 49.24 on that one.
Interesting chart there.
Our take profit is 49.15. So as long as we can go ahead and hit 49.15s, that'd be great. We're about 15 cents away from it. And then let's go ahead and take a look at, yep, we're still below the 275 on the Qs. We're about 30 seconds away from the 5-minute candle close.
Those wicks, man.
Let's see what my meetings look like today.
So Noel, is that CRBU, is that like one of the gene editors? What is the life-changing technology, world-changing technology? What is that?
Q's close just slightly below the 275 at 274.93.
I
Trying
am
to use
in.
it as resistance now. We'll see if it can just hold that as resistance.
I am short the Qs at 274.96. Jan, if you're watching, that means you should call everybody you know and tell them to go long. But I'm short the Qs, and of course, taking a look at my Roku trade, that's profitable, but it hasn't quite taken out the 49.16 that I'm waiting for it to take out.
Health cure. Our chat's always funny.
Yeah, they are.
City. Apple down to 134.14. Oh,
NRSN with a nice break.
Yeah.
the memes are done. Look at that. Look at that action on Bed Bath.
The memes. How's AMC doing?
$4,
It's about-
$5.
It's trying to take a bath. It's just waiting.
Blood.
You know, there's only one in the bath at the same time, right? So, GME, the poundage. I'm thinking about maybe doing a GME. I'm thinking about maybe doing a GME short. I think this
265.
eventually goes to $3 again.
265, by the way, on NRSN. If you take that out, maybe we go.
NRSN.
Yeah, because it is curling back towards the VWAP. Good spot there. Great job, team, not taking it off your radar, too, even after we had a good trade on it this morning.
Gonna try some at 259s. Stop loss will be about 236. Looking to take profits at around 282.
I like the 250 pullback right now off the 240s if it does give me the entry there on that NRSN.
Noel, appreciate this. So CRBU employs some of the brightest minds in genetics. Eat It holds the key patents. You expect them to be bought. DNA is ridiculous at this price. Victim of being a SPAC. There are a lot of quality companies that are actually the victims of being a SPAC, and we have to wait that process out. This is good context here, Noel. I appreciate this. Do a deeper dive into this.
And no worries, man. It's just the way it is, man. Opportunities, if anything.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thankfully, we've got the 275 breaking on the Qs. We're short at 274.96. So that's headed to the downside. Our Roku trade is working out. Just needs to go ahead and hit our profit target there. We're looking to get about $50. We're currently about $37 in the money. And then the Qs, there's that trade there. And then let me see if there's any other NRSN. Let me just go over that. Here's NRSN. I've got 257 looking to take profit to 282 with a stop loss of 236. And I know I've been posting much on my Twitter stuff. I've just been busy traveling and stuff like that. But this weekend is cleaning and tweeting. That's what this weekend is dedicated to. And Mitch, I'm ready, buddy. I'm ready. You let
Look
me
at
know.
him. Look at
You let me
him.
know.
Look at him.
You let me
Look
know.
at him.
I'm not much of a reader. The last book I read was A Walk to Remember in middle school, the things I did for my crush. But I'm excited
No
about
worries.
it.
No worries. If anything, we do the
rock
audio
and roll.
book, right?
That's what I'm talking about, Ryan. Talk to me, Ryan. I'm just saying, Nicholas Sparks. Shout out, buddy. That was my Dr. Seuss. You want to talk about
Giving
real
Tree.
That might be.
Giving Tree.
I'm red. I'm blushing. That is so damn funny. A Walk to Remember is the last book that I read. Wasn't that a movie? Wasn't that a Mandy
Yeah,
Moore?
it
It
was.
sure was. It
And
sure
he read the
was.
book. You know,
I
he
read
had
the
to,
book.
it was that good. He had to
He
get the.
did that for
I'm
a
not gonna
crush.
lie.
Oh
Look,
my god.
Before
That
I
is
go,
funny.
so I was in, I got in
Tears.
school suspension, right? So I think that was called ISS or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
that's probably what it
reading,
was.
I was supposed to be doing homework. So I was supposed to be reading a textbook, but of course I had the textbook, but underneath the textbook, I had the actual book that I was reading. And so I was one of those, but that woman is now married to another man with 3 kids. But anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday. See you.
Moral of the story there is Zunaid departs. Don't read books for your crush. They end up getting married to other people who have a bunch of kids.
Yep.
Young
Pretty
love.
Y'all see
Young
you.
love.
Y'all have a good day. Bye.
So Shelly with the troll on the way out, it's calling him a simp. Lol. Okay. That was a good way to end this for me. I had a nice laugh there.
And the Qs, SQQQs take off and the Qs go lower. We'll see what happens there.
And the SPY broke down, Mitch, which we talked about too.
Yep, there it goes. And that Apple trade, oh man, I'm going to be kicking myself a little bit later today that I didn't just stick with the plan in the pre-market, which was short Apple around 135.22 was where I originally was looking at it. It went to 135.33, would have been about 11-cent risk. We're down now to 134s. Wouldn't have been a bad kind of, over point gain there for that. Now the SPY taking another leg. Look for those January effect trades to keep falling. That's what I'll be looking out there, like a Carvana coming right back down, things like that. I think you'll still continue to see the hit there. Look at how Carvana is getting hit. That's the area where you'll start seeing that leak.
All right, Mitch, I'm out. We will be back tomorrow for our Friday session. Stay safe out there, folks, and we'll take care.
All right, team. That's going to do it for us today. Ryan's getting out of here. I'm wrapping up. Going to keep enjoying, of course, all the action that's right here on Benzinga. You guys don't want to miss it. Let me find out if Benzinga Live's on today. I know AB's going a little bit back and forth on that. So let me just give a quick little peek. I don't see the action there saying Benzinga Live today. So I don't expect Benzinga Live today. We'll find out. Like always, that'd be at 11:30. Of course, team, don't miss me. A little later today, 1 p.m. Eastern, Stock Market Movers. That's where we get the expert opinions. That's what it's all about, right? It's not about my opinion on that show. It's about getting to the experts. Of course, I take a look at what rotation is going on, trying to always do more intermarket analysis for you guys on that show. For you guys that are a little bit bigger style traders, that's where you guys probably want to be hanging out. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss that. I'll see you guys a little bit later on Stock Market Movers. And today, Netflix earnings call. Don't miss that. Starting 5 p.m., we'll go through all the earnings, take a look at what Netflix is doing for growth. We'll talk about also how their ad platform's going. And then we'll get into an interview with Michael Proctor. You don't want to miss that, team. That's going to be today, 5 p.m., all the way until 6 p.m. into the earnings call. Netflix investors, definitely, I want to see you there. Hit the like button. See you guys a little bit later. Keep smashing it up. It's always live, baby. Always trying to figure it out. Let's go.